Today we are hearing from our wonderful Garden to Table programs, and we're going to hear first from our team that leads that program. Then we're going to have a great video that they've made for you, and finally have Q&A. So Sherilyn, take it away.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming today. It's Garden to Table Day, and the program that we offer in the Family and Consumer Sciences program here at Durham County Extension is it's seed to table. So we teach people how to grow food at the Briggs Avenue Community Garden, and then we teach people how to cook food at the Extension Food Lab here. And so it's a very experiential type of learning, and it's also applied nutrition. So rather than just learning about, fruits and vegetables and the vitamins that they have, we really concentrate very much on how to produce those, either growing them and or cooking them, so that people really understand the horticulture of food, the biochemistry of food, the culinary arts of food. It's very much a applied food and nutrition program.
And I believe our colleague Yvonne, sorry. I believe our colleague Yvonne is also here. She'd like to introduce herself.
I think we're having a little problem with the sound.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and introduce you, Yvonne. So I'm Sherilyn Berry. I'm the FCS agent, Family and Consumer Sciences agent here, and Yvonne is the assistant to our program. So while I'm the field agent, teaching classes, running around getting supplies, also hosting plot owners and tours and things at Briggs Avenue Community Garden, Yvonne is, she's the one that really takes care of all of our data, knowing what people are going to be where at any given time, taking care of our financial data. She, calls and takes care of people. She also helps me manage our Extension Community Association ladies, who are a wonderful volunteer group. So she really handles a lot of our volunteer coordination, for our events and classes and things. So my nickname for her is the goddess of the office and the policeman of the storage spaces, but she does so much more than that.
Thank you, Sherilyn. And so now I believe we're ready for the video?
Yes.
Great.
So this video is a really beautiful video of some of our gardeners, so you can get a little taste of what goes on at Briggs Avenue Community Garden.
We are passionate about food and nutrition at Durham County Cooperative Extension. At our Briggs Avenue Community Garden, folks can grow their own fruits and vegetables. We even have 6 beehives. Our Family and Consumer Sciences program teaches community members home cooking techniques, nutrition, food safety, and family resource management. Local restaurants call on us to teach their teams Safe Plates food safety. Join us so you too can learn how to grow and cook healthy, tasty treats.
Hey, I'm Bev. Been gardening here at Briggs Community Garden for, I think this is my our fourth season now. My spouse and I had an interest in joining a community garden when we were up in Massachusetts, but we never made it happen. And when we moved down here to North Carolina, we came upon Briggs and reached out, and right away knew that this was the place for us because people are friendly and helpful and lots of master gardeners to learn from. And so it's been a great process.
I was able to become a part of the community by being involved in a Mindful Meals program with the lovely Sherilyn, where we helped mothers in the area develop healthy food and dining options to cook at home. It was an amazing program, just like it's an amazing garden. I love everything that we do here.
I'm so excited to be learning about gardening. I've got master gardeners here, and so much that I'm learning every day, especially during the quarantine time, how to self-sustain myself in times of need, and being able to share the bounty and still fellowship with other gardeners around me. It's such a fun place to be.
My name is Milton Evans. I've been gardening at Briggs since 2011, and I just like gardening. raised on a farm, came from Virginia, moved here, and I was introduced to this garden by my wife, who worked at Durham Tech, and been volunteering ever since.
So being a beekeeper, this is truly an amazing experience, especially, you know, the first swarm that was actually captured by Sherilyn and brought here, to see how they really orient themselves inside of, you know, their new home and get to know their dynamics and stuff like that is awesome.
I absolutely love gardening because it's all organic and it's communal. So I get to meet some really amazing people that teach me how to grow things better. And I just feel healthier too. I love this community and I absolutely love being able to grow.
Hi, my name is Tra Tran. I'm here harvesting radishes for the Durham Tech Food Pantry. I love coming out here on my Saturdays in the morning. Whenever the sun is out, it's just so nice. Sherilyn is so lovely. She gives the best tips, and it just feels nice being able to do something with my hands that is also good for the community.
I love community gardening. I think it's a great service to people who need some help with their grocery bills, and it's a wonderful place to be on a beautiful spring day.
I came down here with my granddaughter when I was keeping her, and we saw the garden, and that was my second year as a container garden. So I said, let's go look at the plants. And since then, I've just come every year, and I've been able to get free compost and everything, and it's just a wonderful place. I mean, and it's good to come out here and get your hands in the dirt. Be surprised at how good it will make you sleep in.
It's just a great place to be. I would recommend anybody that wants to do community gardening to think about joining Briggs.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little taste of, and just a few of our gardeners. We actually have over 40 families that we support just in the community garden section there. So you got to see a few of them, which is great. Just a reminder that if you'd like to ask a question, please go ahead and ask your question in the chat box or the Q&A box, or go ahead and raise your hand. But why don't we take some questions?
Looks like the first question we have here is, what are you doing during COVID to support the community?
So previously, most of our services that we offered were education services, and now we've transferred over to more direct food provision. So where our kitchen, our food lab here at Extension used to be a classroom where we could teach all kinds of classes, everything from how to make your own baby food to canning to soap making classes, all kinds of things. Now it is the Durham Technical Community College Food Pantry. So we support them, and also we are an overflow location for Feed My Sheep Food Pantry. And so through Durham Tech Food Pantry, we have a drive-through service that students can come and get free computers and also free food. So they get food boxes, and we also have a local chef preparing frozen meals so that busy people, especially because everyone's at home, working from home, especially if people have children, they're trying to balance working from home, also teaching their children, you know, homeschooling. So a lot of times they don't have time to cook. So we're able to provide meals now in direct service rather than just teaching. We had to obviously cut that out for now. Now at Briggs, the seed side of the equation, we have, you know, before it was educational for gardeners. We also had different groups. We do tours and teach people about edible horticulture that they could take back to their own gardens to do. But now we've turned it into growing as much food as possible in every available space. So there's a lot of our gardeners who are in the elder population and can't leave their house. And so we've started a green flag program where we flag their beds green and with the little flags, and the volunteers that do come, we take 10 or less at a time, and their whole job is to adopt those beds and grow as much food as possible for delivery or pickup to those families in particular. And then in our orchard space, we've dug up all kinds of earth in the orchard because it was available space to grow things vertically. So we've, all the vining crops are growing on every available fence, and there's a lot of fence. And then we've sort of triple planted. So we have a vining crop going up a fence, a middle taller crop that's spaced out so we can reach the stuff at the fence, so like a tomato kind of in front of it, and then chard, like a shorter crop growing in front of it, so that we're very heavily planting because Durham Technical Community College is really depending on us even more than ever to provide food resources for their population. And then we also, so we have, all sorts of delivery going on. Another thing that we added is sort of an ad hoc victory garden program for adults. We're going to be doing this formally with the 4-H program coming up soon. That's in the works. But really, when COVID began, people approached me to garden at our place. And really, I needed as much space as possible for the people that I was supporting. So my question was always, do you have a sunny window? Do you have a yard that gets 6 hours of sun? Here's some seeds, here's some plants, here's some compost. So since all of the plant sales were canceled, we got plants. We were already growing some in our greenhouse for our own gardeners, but then the master gardeners thankfully gave us a lot of edible plants to give away. And then also the Duke Plant Biology Department gave us for probably 4,000 edible plants to give away. So we've really been able to support people with direct services in a way that we really wouldn't before. So that's how it is in COVID.
Thank you. Kind of a follow-up on that, one of our attendees asked, how do you find out about volunteer opportunities?
So I will put my contact information in the chat box. Because we can keep our groups small out at Briggs, that's a great place to get outside, meet some wonderful people. You have to wear a mask and you have to wash your hands when you get there, and you have to social distance. I've become very strict about it, but it is a great place to get some exercise and meet some wonderful people and, relax and do something nice for the community. So I will put my contact information in the chat box, and you can contact me and we can make an appointment for you to come out and help grow food.
Thank you. Another question is, what kind of degree do you need to get a job with Extension?
So it depends on the type of job that you're looking for. A lot of the support positions don't require a 4-year degree. I know that to become an agent, you need a 4-year degree and need to be working on your master's. I think in this state, it just requires a 4-year degree to be an agent. So that's and then when you work for a university, they really value, the more educated you are, the more valuable you are to the university and to your community. And so they have a program where you get a free class per semester. So if you have a bachelor's and you're looking to get your master's, or if you have a master's and you're looking to get your PhD, you can do it little by little while you're working so that you can better serve your population. And what's really great, especially in the advanced degree programs, they're really looking for you to critically think about your field and how you can serve. And if you're working for Extension, you're already in the community serving. And so it's a great way to kind of weave those things together. When I got my master's, I was working for Cooperative Extension in Arizona, and I had opened a garden and cooking school there called the Garden Kitchen, and it was for Cooperative Extension Pima County. And I did my whole master's there, me and a team of gals there. We all got our masters, some of us in public health and some of us in nutrition. And our project was actually our work through Extension. So it was really a wonderful thing. And I highly recommend, if you are looking for an Extension career, that you get the bachelor's and then you can grow through your master's and PhD if it's something that you want to do little by little.
Great. Another question is the garden year round?
Yes, it is. So normally, in the times before COVID, we have some guidelines. And if you're going to be a community gardener, I always say that a community garden is 80% community, 20% garden. A garden is a living, breathing thing, and we all need to maintain it together. And so what I would recommend or require is that I would see somebody once a month for a work day. And there are, at the time, there were 6 to 8 work days a month, and it was a work day is like 3 hours. It's not all day. And that we would come together and maintain the community spaces so that you can come and go as you please to garden your own space, but that we all come together to care for the space. Of course, it's different now. I don't require that anymore. Other community members have come in that are not gardening at Briggs. They don't have a plot at Briggs. They just want to grow food for others. So yeah, so that's kind of how that works.
Awesome. Is there going to be the opportunity to convert some of your classes to virtual?
Yes, well, it's changed a little. There'll be sort of shorter videos. We're really looking forward to the chili of the week. We grow a lot of community crops even before these strange times, these pandemic times. We always did educational plots, like we would grow 12 different kinds of eggplants from around the world, or we would every year we grow like every color of the rainbow of tomato. Tomatoes aren't just red, they're all different colors, blue tomatoes, black tomatoes. It's amazing. And then last year we started growing our spicy chili plots. And they were amazing, but they get so huge and overgrown, you can't really tell from the tiny little plant markers which ones are which. And everyone's always asked, how hot is this pepper? So this year what we did is we grew it in a big long row, and there's going to be signage for each one, and it goes from the sweetest pepper, like a regular bell pepper that you get at the grocery store, all the way up to the currently hottest pepper in the world, the Carolina Reaper. So we're changing things a little bit so that we're still able to offer education in little snippets, but we would like to create something where people have something to look forward to, that 1 or 2 minute video. And so the chili of the week in August and September, I'm really looking forward to, because we can do quick little things. And even though I can't eat those chilies, they're so hot, I'm totally fascinated by them, because chilies are a story of one of the many stories of how our food crops have moved across the world, and started from, this little tiny progenitor chili, and how it's just, spread everywhere. It started in Mexico, basically, that little progenitor chili, we call it chiltepín, and it spread all across the world. So when people think about certain global cuisines, there's a lot of global cuisines that use chilies, but they all started in Mexico. So it's fascinating. Tune into the chili of the week. Yeah, so that's what we're planning for now. And if this continues on, we're just going to be trying to generate content that's interesting and fun for people until we can get back together in the kitchen again.
Great. Sherilyn, this is a question I know you're going to love. What's your favorite part of your job?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's very hard to decide, because one of the great things in working for Extension is that wherever you're at in your community with your specialty, you can really do an assessment of what the community needs, and then be really creative in meeting those needs. And it can be a lot of fun. So before COVID times, oh my gosh, the kitchen, the food lab, the classes that we can teach there, the community partnerships that we have, just getting together in a food lab and trying to make it like as interesting and fun and tactile as possible. So people don't respond well to just being lectured to. You have to make it like exciting. And so I miss the classroom experience a whole lot. I miss feeding people. I love, love, love cooking and sharing meals with people. And because there's something so, it's experiential learning. So there's something so rich about learning about a nutrient, macronutrient or micronutrient, learning how it works in your body, where to find it in food products. And then you cook that with people and they eat it. And so it's like a full body experience. You're going to remember it because it wasn't just a snippet of information. It was like you made it part of you. So that was my favorite thing about my job. And now with the changing time, fortunately, we're very lucky in this county that we have such resources. We have a very supportive county government here, Board of Commissioners. So we have land and facilities. So because of that, we've been able to support more families, like having a facility, for people to do drive-through food, and having the land at Briggs has been just an amazing opportunity during these really trying times. So right now, the favorite part of my job is, I mean, I love working with volunteers always, but I've got, master gardeners that are so supportive of Briggs. They always have been, but now the level of dedication that I see from master gardeners is really spectacular. And they come every week, and it's like we were always having a good time together growing food, but now it's like we're bonded together in this mission of support for our community. And it's just amazing how people are just clamoring to do anything they can to support us, and to support the families that we serve, because I think all of us that have jobs and a regular paycheck and housing, like right now, we're all really recognizing how lucky and rich we all really are. And so I think it's very inspiring to people to give back right now, with the energy that they have to do anything they can to bring us all together through this experience until it's over. So Briggs and all the volunteers, including master gardeners, are my favorite part of my job right now.
Great, thank you. I think this question is just to whet our appetites for what comes ahead. What cooking classes do you offer?
Okay, so they're really customized. So I'm the food lady. I'm the food nerd. The resident food nerd is one of my nicknames at Cooperative Extension. And so regular things that I offer is, through Sodexo, they've been so wonderful at Sodexo Eagle Dining at NCCU, North Carolina Central. They help us, they have hosted our Farm to Fork camp, where children start their day with us at a farm where they harvest, and then they come back to the kitchen at the food lab here at Extension, and they learn how to cook those foods and how they work into the food system. And then it culminates at the end of the week with a battle of the chefs. And so that is spectacular. It's like the most popular camp. It's totally immersive. It's exhausting for the camp counselors, but it is so impactful because kids actually learn how to cook. We're talking knife skills, saute, like basic things that they can learn that's going to take them through their lifetime. That they'll always be able to make a salad because they know how to use a knife. They'll be able to cook something for themselves when they're in college or have a place on their own. It's very, we're not teaching like stuffed quail. We're teaching like basic culinary skill that you can, but then they get a little fancy with the chef. So that's super fun. Also in partnership with Sodexo, we do a program called Mindful Meals, Mindful Moms. And it's a wonderful partnership both with Sodexo and Welcome Baby, because I recruit the mothers from Welcome Baby because I already know that they're resource limited families. A lot of them have multiple children. There are a lot of single moms. And when they would never normally be able to afford a decadent and approachable experience like Mindful Meals. So they come in, and if they have children under 5, Welcome Baby provides childcare so that the moms can really, with the kids that are old enough to cook, really concentrate on what's going on. And so we provide a meal for them to eat dinner, and then they watch a cooking show by a Sodexo chef, and then Sodexo provides a box, kind of like a Blue Apron box or a HelloFresh box, of the ingredients of what they saw cooked by that chef, so they can go home and they get, the next night, that family can cook together. And it's just such a wonderful program. People love it. Families start cooking together regularly. So that is also a really excellent program. I also do, once a year, I do soap making classes. That's fun. We talk about the science, everything, so that if you ever wanted to make soap after going to this class, you could just pick up any soap recipe and understand the chemistry and safety of it. I usually teach one series of summer canning classes, because that's when all the summer crops are coming out. We usually do it in the beginning of the summer, so that as the tomatoes go in, you're ready to preserve food for the winter time. And then it's really customized. Like I'll teach the make a baby food class for Welcome Baby, healthy lunchbox classes for school age moms with school age kids. I also teach an Extension Community Association Extension Cooks Club. So that's a volunteer program that's between 6 and 8 weeks, depending on the year. And it's an immersive applied nutrition and basic culinary skill training program for volunteers. So people come and I wish I could just offer it to the public all the time, because it's the most impactful class. You really do learn, what is a fat? What are all the different types of fat? Where do you find them in food? And then we make salad dressings, stuff like that. It's like very, all the different proteins, all the different cuts of meat, how protein works in your body. Like it's it's very immersive. It's a lot of information, and it's hands-on, so it's really fun. I could go on and on for hours about this because people will call me and ask for a particular class, and we'll just come up with something. That's the beauty and creativity of Extension, is that you can really customize classes and experiences for the public.
Thank you, Sherilyn. So I think that we don't have any time for another question, but I will comment to the question about how to get involved with Extension, that you should join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have our final session, which is going to be about volunteer opportunities, and we're also going to hear from some of our leaders from Extension as well as the county. So hope that you'll be able to join us tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming today. Please visit our website. I just put that in the chat box so that you can see our official written 2020 report to the community. And visit our Instagram, our YouTube, our Facebook. We love to have you follow us and learn more about what we're doing. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Sherilyn, for a great presentation.
Yeah,
have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.